So, Tim, you've just done a placement, your first placement.
My first placement.
Out at
Kintore.
Kintore.
Yeah.
So whereabouts is that from Alice Springs?
Out west.
Yep.
So it's about 530 kilometres west. It was a 9-hour bus trip. That was a long time.
Yeah. So you do a two-week placement out in the middle
Yep.
of summer.
Yep.
Middle of the desert.
The middle of nowhere.
First time to the territory.
Yes.
How was it?
It was really good. Yeah. It was hard at first, but yeah, it was valuable and I got lots out of it. Really had fun.
So what attracted you to the program?
Yeah, so during my studies at uni, we'd heard about Indigenous disadvantage and all the health needs of people out here, and so I just wanted to really see it for myself and come out and yeah, see, because there's so much need out here for not just doctors but a whole lot of services to come out and really work with the communities, and so that was one big factor. But the other one was I just wanted to get out of the city and see what remote life was like, because I've never been somewhere so remote.
Absolutely.
So it was, yeah, quite a challenge.
Oh, excellent. So what would been one of the challenges, or did you see a few different challenges in your 2-week placement?
Yeah, so the most challenging thing was probably coming face to face with some poor living conditions. The first day that I arrived in Kintore, I was shown this particular house that had been trashed, and it was just very in my face, and that was hard to process as my first experience of the community. And so that took a bit of time to get over the shock of that. And so that was an extreme example, but certainly just generally overcrowding in the houses, poor sanitation, just what these people live with on a day-to-day basis. So that was hard to see. But there were other challenges as well. I suppose coming to grips with the idea that, you know, being a visitor there in the community, and just there for such a short time, because, you know, there's so many white fellas who rotate through these communities, that, yeah, I wasn't sure how that would go, me being another outsider coming in for such a short period of time, and it was mainly for my benefit. There wasn't much that I could give the community as a student, and so processing that was a bit of a challenge as well. But I really loved and appreciated the way that the community accepted me, and they just, yeah, were welcoming in such a hospitable manner.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's great.
Not hospitable, sorry. Great hospitality.
Yeah, so they welcome new people quite well.
Yeah.
So, how do you think the placement will influence your third year now with medicine?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll have a long-lasting effect on your career choice and personal choices moving forward?
Yeah. Yeah, certainly it's made me consider working, if not remotely, rurally, and yeah, being involved with the work out in places like Kintore or elsewhere. But even if that doesn't happen, I think it's been valuable learning about the culture and just the life of Indigenous Australians, because wherever I work, that'll be valuable for knowing how to interact with people from different cultures to me, and just being able to be sensitive to the individual needs of different groups.
Yeah, because John Flynn is a cultural experience. The whole program focuses around that. What cultural experiences were you exposed to in that short period? Were there any within the community? Yeah,
the biggest one was probably going out hunting with a few of the ladies. We went for a picnic lunch, and we caught some...
That's something they invited you to do?
Yeah, it was
fabulous.
lovely. Yeah, we went and caught some goannas. I'd never imagined myself not only hunting but then cooking up these goannas, and I didn't get to eat them because that was their dinner, so they took them home. which is fair enough. But they let me try some blue-tongued lizard, which again, you know, I've seen them in Sydney running around, but I've never thought of eating one. And it was quite nice actually.
So catching a goanna, they're pretty fast. Is there a trick to doing
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So they catch them while they're in their hole.
Okay.
So you kind of, from what I could see, the strategy was to cave the entrance in, and then they were using crowbars and trying to map out the tunnel network, and then scare it to a central point where someone's digging, and then suddenly there's a goanna there, and they just rip it out of the ground and. Yeah,
and that happens on a regular basis?
From the sounds of it, yeah.
From their diet?
Yeah.
And were there any young ones that were learning these techniques as well?
Not on that trip. Yeah, it was just a few of the older ladies and one older gentleman. But they took them home for dinner, and they also, I didn't actually get to see them catch them because these ladies had wandered off separate from the group, but one particular woman had caught a snake, so she brought it back, this headless snake, and pulled it out of the bag, which is pretty cool. And then also a thorny devil, which was extraordinary because I'd never seen one in the wild. And so there was this little thorny devil running around, and I learnt apparently the kids use them as hairbrushes. Do they? Yeah, just the thorns and get the knots out of the hair. So.
And were you exposed to any of the artwork? Because I know Kintore is quite famous for art. There would be a big art centre there.
Yeah, yeah. So it was really cool to see how the art centre works. They just provide the resources for the community to work, and then they buy the art off the artists and then sell them on, and then the artists get a fraction of that sale as well. And so for a lot of people that's their main source of income, and they get to work with their own hands, and it's really great for the community, from what I can see, just in terms of giving people a way to make money with their own hands, but also continuing that culture.
Absolutely.
So people painting sacred sites and culturally significant, dreaming moments, just to tell stories and keep that going.
Oh, fantastic. So you're exposed to that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. So hopefully you'll get another placement soon in a different season.
Hopefully.
And yeah, it'll all be positive again.
Yeah.
So thanks, Tim,
thanks,
for sharing your experiences, and thanks for being part of NTGPE and what we have to offer with our program.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks.